Alright, so guys, game development is hard. And we are talking about Sea of Thieves a year later, because when Sea of Thieves initially launched, it might have been a little empty.
A little bit.
All right, so but now we go in, because we periodically will jump back into the world of Sea of Thieves, and every time we jump in, there just always seems to be more in the world of Sea of Thieves, and it just kind of keeps wanting to pull me in, and then we get burned by some scullies, and I'm back out again. But that's a whole other topic. But either way, what do you guys think of Sea of Thieves now, a year later?
Wow. So this game has completely, I don't want to say completely changed, but
It has almost completely changed. Let's be honest,
honestly.
right?
Yeah, I agree. I'll say because I don't play it as much as you guys do. I played it at launch.
Yeah.
Took a huge break from it because there was some content issues with the game being a little empty and maybe not as many people on the seas as you would hope.
Yeah.
So I kind of fell out of favor with that game for a little while because there's other things to play. But we've hopped on recently, and let me tell you, for me, totally different. This is a completely new game at this point for me. Whether it's new areas of the map like the Devil's Roar, or just the Megalodon. So these are all aspects of the game I was never a part of when they first launched. And for me, it's still a super fun game to play.
Man. It has gotten so much more fun now because I played it close to launch. I didn't play right at launch, but I started to play it and it was just empty. There was basically, you just go either collect treasure, or skulls, or collect chickens.
Which was great for a few hours, and then I'm like, I don't want to do this again.
It was a really great idea, but it was just empty. But now, since they've done the Hungering Deep DLC, they got the Forsaken Shores DLC, there's an account, I can't even count or begin to name all the different DLCs that they've dropped.
Which
They've had quite a few.
Evolve this game, because now it's like everywhere you go, you have to pick up another quest, you find some other random piece of loot, or whatever. Like, it's so fun. Every time you go to an island that you're not even supposed to go to, there will be loot there. I promise you.
Well, the coolest thing is, once you bought the game, that is it. I haven't had to pay for the Forsaken Shores or any other DLC. It's just
no cosmetics.
Nothing. It's just in the game. And away you go. You grind the crap out of the game.
Yeah, you do.
To get those cosmetics.
But
that's the purpose of Sea of Thieves.
That's the style of the game, right?
Exactly.
That's the way it's supposed to be played. Is this kind of not forever grind, but it's you're going on quests continually, whether it's for skeletons or skulls or whatever. And the grind is real, and some of the stuff is super expensive to purchase, especially when it comes to purchasing things for your boat. But the grind becomes that much more satisfying when you can purchase those things with the gold that you get. And let me tell you, this game is unforgiving still. If there's one thing that hasn't changed since when I played this game when it first came out to a year later.
Still a pirate sim.
Yes, very much so. And if you're not doing your job, you're not going to have a good time.
Yeah.
Or you're getting drunk in the bottom of the boat and come up to help and it's a little too late.
We all have our own stories.
But that's the great aspect of Sea of Thieves, is every time you go in, you come out with a story.
Oh yeah, it's
you
a blast.
create your own stories within this game in your adventures.
It's mind-blowing that there is no story in this game.
But we could just keep playing it.
But we still keep coming back. And a year later, we are back in. And I'm hooked. Like, I love coming back in the world of Sea of Thieves because you never know what you're going to experience. Megalodon shows up out of nowhere. The Kraken comes up out of nowhere.
Which they've revamped the Megalodon.
Yeah.
It started off with just one, and now there's there's five different Megalodons. They've completely reworked the Kraken.
Yes.
So that experience was cool to begin with.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of the original experience was the Kraken. It was so much fun.
It was so rare, though.
Oh, yeah, but like now it's more frequent, and they have geared towards the Kraken, which is really cool.
They did. That was a time thing, and then they took it out. But I got the Kraken peg leg.
With all these DLC drops, if you miss the content that you can repurchase it usually back. They'll do it later on in a different way, but you can always get, you know, repurchase that gear. Or
it's just so cool that all you're doing is going out to get loot to upgrade either your pirate, I say upgrade, cosmetically upgrade your pirate or your ship, and that is it.
But let's get real here. You gotta look good to get the good stuff, right? So you want to dress your pirate up to make him look as much like a pirate, or her as much like a pirate as you can, right?
Yeah.
So for me, this game's still so much fun to play, because even though we're going and grinding the same type of challenge or the same type of quests all the time, like you said, every time you play, you've got a different story. You create your own story. We were playing the other night, and we had been doing a bunch of looting. We had been playing for about an hour and a half, and man, we were having a blast. Like, it was a good time, and it's been a while since we've all kind of played together like that.
Yeah.
And we had a really good time. And on our way back to drop all the stuff off, we got attacked by a skelly ship.
And somebody was drinking.
Yeah, somebody was getting into the grogs below deck, and before we know it, I've got puke all over my screen, and I can't shoot the cannons at the skelly ship because I can't see anything. And before we know it, we're sinking, and then we lost all our stuff. But I can honestly say, as upset as you get when that stuff happens, you just laugh about it because this game's so much fun.
Yes.
How many games have we played where you go and you grind the same thing and the same thing and the same thing, and you're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
No.
And you just call it quits. Sea of Thieves, you're doing the same thing and the same thing and the same thing, but we still go back to do it because it's just that enjoyable to go out and figure out what's going to happen next.
Well, they support the game, and that's a huge difference, right? So they're coming out with these DLCs. So people, you might get real upset if you're grinding for 4 hours and lose all that stuff. So you might put the game down for a while, but then when they drop these DLCs, it makes you want to get back into it, because now they're changing parts of this game that, you know, the monotony does need to be broken, and they do that.
Yep.
So that's what makes this game fun to jump back into all the time, whether, you know, you're getting skeletons or you're getting pigs or chickens or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
That's what makes this game fun, and with them supporting it the way they do, I think that's why this game's still playable a year later.
But getting back to the grind, they have cut down the grind huge in this game for when it first came out, because the prices on everything,
Oh my goodness.
oh, they were ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
And the loot was a lot harder to, you know, come by.
Yeah.
It was a tough grind when the game first dropped. I never thought I was going to be able to buy anything, because I wasn't getting enough for the missions I was doing and the time I was putting in to get that stuff. So it's nice to see that they've made adjustments there, so the grind is more enjoyable than, you know, kind of a distant light, you know, where you're thinking, it's there, but I don't know if I'm ever going to reach it kind of thing. They've made it attainable now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Rare's really paying attention to their community, and they're listening to what aspects of the game they want changed and what we want them to change and kind of help fix, and it just keeps growing. Like, we were on the other night, and the sea was populated. Like, there were galleons.
There was people everywhere.
There's sloops everywhere. I'm like, man, I haven't seen the sea this full in a long time. We battled up a couple of them.
Our sailing abilities maybe not as sharp as they used to be.
Oh, man, it's a little rough,
we did okay, though, but let me tell you, we are one heck of a band, boys. We can definitely play some music while we're sailing those seas.
I would love to see some new instruments, though. I'd like to see that. No.
Well,
for Nate.
It would fit in. It would fit in. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I don't know. I'll just start looking at something.
And of course, you can see it on Game Pass too. So if you have Game Pass, just jump in and check it out.
Oh yeah, it's definitely worth it. It's not a huge download either. I think it's about 12 gigs right now. So
you're looking at 10 to 11 gigs between there. But if you have an Xbox One X, it's 25 gigs. Because you get the beautiful package.
It's nice.
Yes.
I'll tell you.
This game is so beautiful. It was pretty at launch, and it's somehow gotten even better.
Yeah, it looks great.
It's fantastic. We love Sea of Thieves. Why don't you guys check it out too?